A lie does not become harmless because it is familiar. The beliefs we never question often becomes a future we never intend. With this, I welcome you to our new episode in a moment with Sister Prisca. And the title of our discussion is The Lies We Believe. I want to thank you specially for making out time to join us in this wonderful edition. Don't forget to drop your comments at the comment section and let us know what you think about the lies we believe. Don't forget to share with others and invite them to join us in this beautiful channel, A Moment with Sister Prisca. And before we continue, I would want to let you understand that this topic is especially for you who is listening to me, for any person you really hold so dear, because it is an eye opener towards some of the delays which we face in different moments at different occasions and ways we can combat them. We talk about the lies we believe. I know the first impression that may come to your mind is that this is about what other people may have told us, or probably what we may have heard about other people. No, the lies we believe is specifically directed to you and I. It is not about others, it is about our own attitude, our own thoughts, our own lives, and in the ways it directly and indirectly affected our own progress. At first sight, though you may think that the lies we believe reflects in the life of other persons, but it is something much more in the way that you will understand it very well. The lies we believe are things that hinder our own progress about life. It is not about other people. And if we go through it, and I believe you're going to stay at the end of this edition to be able to understand deeply what we mean. But before we proceed, I would want to ask you a very quick question. Have you ever been convinced about something only to discover later that those things were not true? Have somebody ever told you about things that you believed with your own heart that those things are real, they are realities, only to discover after a very long time? Probably it may have taken you years, or when probably it is late, that those things were illusions, those things were not real. And with this, we go directly to our own discussion. We move directly to ourselves. Many times we believe that we are not capable of handling our own situations. Many times we feel incapable of even handling our own success. We allow situations around us to write our own story. We allow things happening around us to define who we are. But discovering the lies we tell ourselves will be able to help us to stop, to reflect and rethink, and be able to retrace our own roots. Life has a remarkable way of exposing the beliefs we never thought to question. And the greatest danger is not always ignorance. Sometimes it is certainty built upon false foundation. This is what we are exploring in this edition. You may think about a house. From the outside, everything looks beautiful. Fresh paint. You may think about the elegant windows, the strong door, or even the garden or the walkway you may have come across. Then, entering inside that same house, you will now discover that there are all things inside it. This is human person. It is a description of you and I. No matter how impressive a house or a building may appear, those unseen cracks eventually determines its future. No matter how you paint your house from the external, if the foundation is not strong, that house will not last. Human lives are much more the same, and our actions are visible, our beliefs are hidden, yet it is our belief that quickly supports or weakens everything happening around us. And it is our habits that begins with belief. It is our decisions that begins with a belief. Every relationship begins with a belief, and our dreams begin with a belief. So I want you to take courage to question yourself. What are those things that have deprived you from arriving at your own target, your own success target? What are those things that have brought you into a stagnancy, into a situation that you stop to reflect and think someone else is behind your progress? Most times, the enemies we pray against in our own prayer, many times those people we think are behind the misfortune of our own existence may not be probably from other people. They are our own in ourselves. Because sometimes we may come across opportunity towards excelling, towards achieving greater heights, but we allow the thought, the belief of failure to take over us. And we now begin, instead of thinking about how to succeed, we now begin to list a lot of reasons behind why we cannot succeed. We think about failures when we are supposed to think about success. That is the reason many people, when they are about to make a journey, they talk about a lot of insecurities, many people that were unable to get to their destinations. Instead of thinking and praying for their own success in their own journey. And this is one of the things that have been affecting us directly and indirectly in every journey of life that we make. So, dear friend, this topic, the lies we believe, is directed to you and I, not to another person. We are not talking about other people. We are talking about ourselves. The beliefs we have, which have crumbled everything we are doing. I would love for this to become the community where we gather and make a little examination of what we are talking about. And with this, I will now begin to express to you what I mean by the lies we believe. I'm going to explain them in different points. Point number one, lies we believe. I am what happened to me. Many a times we forget that we are enemies to our own progress. Many a times we forget to believe that we are the cause of our own misfortune. Instead of us trying the best we can in order to become more positive, to become more elegant persons in our own fields of work, in our places of assignments, we begin to think about other people. Many people carry that belief without ever saying it loud. Someone rejected them, someone criticized them, someone abandoned them, someone betrayed them, a business failure. You can talk about a exam that was unsuccessful, a relationship which ended. All those litany of misfortunes, these are part of the things that block our own view. When you continue to rehearse within you, inside of you, every betrayal you may have experienced and you don't want to let go, you keep allowing yourself to return into that relationship you were in that not work out, or even that first place you applied for a job, or in that office where you worked, that your opinion or your own points were not being considered. A lot of all these contribute to part of the lies which continue to accumulate inside of us and make us become a different person. And as we continue to allow those thoughts to fill our mind, they begin to affect our reasoning. They begin to affect our own thoughts about success. Experiences describe events, and in that description of events, it now enters into our subconscious mind and now begin to affect us in different ways. That even without even making much rehearsal of the good things awaiting us, will keep on making a backward return into those ugly moments we may have experienced at different points. Every life tells a story, and in each of those stories, they are always unique and different. Never confuse your present chapter with the rest of your own life story. The line number two, which every one of us experience in different ways, but we that continued jeopardizing our own progress, our own success story is everyone else is doing better than I am. Never compare your life story with that of others. Never compare other people's success story with your own. Never think that you are already behind. You don't know how God has already planned their own lives. Social media has made this remarkable convincingly that many times people think that it is only those who have much followers or subscribers or many likes or many comments are those who are doing much better than others who are probably beginning to experience moment of change in their own life. We compare our ordinary days with the life of others who probably may have finished editing on stories. Life offers us different question papers, and in none of those we are able to trace the same questions and the same answers. Your own question paper is different from mine, and every one of us is expected to answer all those questions in our own unique way. Avoid comparison. God has created you a unique human person. Use your gift, use your talent in the way God has given it to you. You can admire other people's own progress. You can admire what they do. You can admire the things you see from there. But in all of those things, let it never be a source of discouragement that others are already above or in front of you. Never think you are behind the club because God knows your journey. He understands how you are struggling, and it is He who has designed your own journey. For you to begin to compare your life with another person is indirectly trying to let go to understand that you are not appreciative with your own present life, and it is not good. We have to be content with what we have. We need to be appreciative to God. And that is the much reason we need to avoid comparison. Because when you begin to compare your life with that of others, instead of trying to filter the good things you see in their lives and begin to think that they are doing better than you indirectly begin to nourish that lack of self-confidence, and little by little anxiety, stress, or even jealousy will begin to grow. And by the time you will discover it, you'll find yourself in a very ugly situation where you will now pity yourself. I mean, pitying yourself in the sense that you will now begin to face a lot of things that nobody else will be able to help you out. Always remember that it is very easy for one to become anxious, but to get away or get rid of anxiety is not an easy task. Always show that appreciation and believe God that He will bless you in the way that pleases Him. Never compare yourself with other people. Learn the good things you need to learn from them. And as you move on, continue to thank God about your own existence. If there are things you see in the life of other people that you want to learn from them, you can only ask God in prayer to bless you with those gifts. And remember, God can only give you what He believes will be more useful to you, not because it is what you see in other people, but God gives to us whatever He believes that is necessary for us. And it's one of the reasons we always ask in our prayers, let God's will be done in our life, not our own. Because God understands us better than any other person. And it is God who has created us in His own likeness that will be able to offer to us what He knows that we need much. Probably you may have come across persons who are celebrating while you are experiencing a little moment of grief. Probably you may have met other people whom you feel are celebrating their promotions while you're still struggling in order to pass your own examinations. Probably you may have come across persons who are jubilating about scholarship, about a lot of achievements, whereas you're still struggling with even your tuition fee, or probably how to be able to settle the debt you are owing. Always be grateful to God about the gift He has given to you. And I pray to Him that He may bless you and attend to your own needs in His own special way. Never allow other people's own progress to keep you or give you sleepless nights. Celebrate with others and remain confident and hopeful that at God's own best time, He too will bless you. He will be able to provide for you because He understands our stories and He knows what is best for us. And I would want to ask you a question. Have you ever compared yourself with someone else who later you realized you were carrying yourself with an illusion. Many times people try to present an identity of whom they are not. Let me give you an instant example. Many times we may have come across persons, even through the social media, they try to give an image or even an identity that is fake about their true person. And by listening to them or watching the things they do, we now begin to feel inferior before them. We begin to question our own existence as if God Himself has abandoned us. God never abandoned anyone. And you have to remember that another person's first chapter could be another person's own last chapter. It could be another person's own central page. But in all of this, learn to be grateful to God because He is the only one who understands our journey and He is the only one who will be able to give us that support and helping hand. The line number three that every one of us get familiar with is I have plenty of time. This line may sound so gentle. It whispers rather than shouts. It starts next month. I will start the job later. I will apologize later. I will write the book next year. I will return to God when life becomes easier. Days become weeks, and we continue procrastinating. We continue saying a lot of lies. We continue giving ourselves empty and fake promises about things we are going to do. And as we begin to look at it, moments keep passing, our attentions begin to flow differently, and we begin to occupy our minds with different things which do not reflect our own mission here on earth. Dreams rarely disappear in dramatic moments. More often, they fade through repeated postponement. So avoid procrastination in your life because all those things leave traces that when people continue to listen to us about I will, they will not begin to see us as unserious persons. At first, people will believe you with every enthusiasm, but when they discover that you are someone who continue postponing, who continue procrastinating, nobody takes you serious. And this is one of the dangers of trying to display who we are or trying to reprogram ourselves in the way that will not be beneficial to us. Time is generous with opportunities, but it never pauses. You will continue telling yourself about things you're going to do next. But remember, time waits for no one. Yes, everyone believes that God's time is the best. God's timing is always the best because we do not have the same timing God Himself uses. But you have to understand that while waiting for God's timing, you don't need to fold your arms. You need to be up and doing. You don't need to be lazy. Lie number four that we believe is I am not enough. This may be one of the most common lies in this modern world. People believe they are not intelligent enough, not attractive enough, not spiritual enough, not even talented enough, or not successful enough. Even if they stop trying, not because they have that unwillingness even to. do the things properly, but because they have accepted a false verdict about themselves. Don't ever tell yourself that you are not capable, not because you come across clean persons who maybe their own facial appearance or their body structure might be quite different from that your own, and you begin to think less of what you are. Always understand that every one of us had been gifted by God differently and in different ways. You might be tall, beautiful, but you're not intelligent. You might be intelligent, but you're from poor home. You might have a very nice car, but you are childless. Or you may have many children, but you are homeless. You may have a good job, but you don't have a peace of mind or even health. There are those who may have health, but they don't have enough financial support in order to help themselves. This world we are all living is imbalanced. It is not complete. No human person can comfortably stand up to say, I have it all. There are some places you may go. They are at peace with their neighbors, but they don't have the necessary things in order to keep their people going. There are those who may have peaceful neighbors, but they don't. Poverty is written in the faces of each and every one of his own citizens or his own members. No one has it all. And that is one of the reasons we need to associate with others so that if you have rice, you can stay with somebody who have water so that by sharing your rice with the person who has water, you'll be able to eat well and be able to drink. And the person who has water will be able to drink and eat well because there is always joy in sharing. Never think or underestimate whom you are. Never think you are not good enough. God has not said his own last word. So why should you judge your own capability before other persons or even write yourself off when it is not yet time? Never stop trying. Keep doing the best you can to the best of your own ability. Because when you begin to accept false verdicts about whom you are, every journey now begins to crumble. You need to be confident in everything that you are doing and allow yourself to stand tall and be humble. Because it is the way you present yourself to the world around you that will determine how they will be able to relate with you, how they will be able to feel with you, how they will be able to walk along with you. Always remember that God has given us the capacity, the energy, the intelligence, and all that we need in order to find ourselves comfortable in this existential earth. And if there are things you think you do not yet have, ask God in prayer to provide for you, and He will provide it for you. God never created anyone without gifts. He has gifted everyone and He has given us our intelligence. And in His own mercy, every one of us continue to live in His joy. Now I would like you to think a moment. What sentence would you repeatedly tell yourself? Would you continue to tell yourself that you cannot carry out a function or you are too old to go to school or even to get yourself a better job? Are you going to tell yourself that you're too young to take a responsibility or that you're too late in order to begin afresh? Whatever is your own situation in life, always remember that you are just in time. You still have time because God has not written his final sentence in your own life. Whatever you may have at this moment is God's to you, but always remember that you need to continue doing the best we can so that God will find you acting in your present work and that He will bless you and multiply every of your effort according to His own riches. Lie number 5 that we believe is changing is impossible. People often mistake repetition for performance. They say, this is just who I am. But human beings are remarkable, capable of growth. Every language learned, every habit changed, every addition overcome, every forgiveness offered, every act of courage proves that change is possible. Growth is rarely constant, and nothing is impossible with God. Never tell yourself that this is whom I am. Open yourself towards change, towards making your person a better version. That learning is possible irrespective of how old you are. Always remember that God has another possibility He has prepared for you. Probably where you are now is not where God wants you to be. You need to allow God to rewrite your own story. You need to allow God to change and reset your own life and make it better. For this reason, dear friends, you have to give yourself another opportunity of improving. Never tell yourself that you cannot, because in as much as a lot of things in this existential life remains impossible, always know that we have God of possibilities, God who never changes, God who makes all things possible. Because just like the song tells us that in His time, God makes everything possible for every one of us. Look around you and perceive about your faith. Don't lose your faith because you may have experienced a lot of hard moments in your own life that you now begin to think and tell yourself that God has forgotten you. God has never forgotten, He has never abandoned you. Always feel real within yourself and know that no matter the condition you are, God understands your story more than you do. And with this, you will continue to avoid every negative or empty words that will tell you not to continue moving. Your age is not a barrier towards your progress. Your mistakes are not barrier towards the positive change that may come your way. Life changes twice. First, it changes in the mind, and then it changes in reality. And before any visible transformation takes place, something invisible changes within us. It is a new understanding, a new conviction, a new belief that is offered where new beginnings are born. Give yourself that opportunity to write your own story, and you will begin to see that new things are possible, that better days are coming. As we conclude, you have to remember that not every voice deserves your trust. Not every thought deserves your agreement. and not every fear deserves your obedience. They believe you never question may quietly become the future you never intend to create. So choose carefully what to allow to become the foundation of your life. And as we continue to journey in this life, let us always allow God to direct our own paths, allow God to direct our own stories, and make us better versions of who we are. So, dear friends, if you think there are things that are bugging you, if there are things that you do not understand, or if you have any question that you may want to ask, just use the comment section and write your questions and send across. I will answer them to the best of my own ability. But you still have to remember some things about life, the lies we believe. The most convincing lies are rarely spoken by strangers. They are the ones that we receive quietly, repeatedly into our own selves. And this is one of the first things we have to do. Every life is shaped twice. For these are the things we have to know. Because many dreams die long before failure arrives. They surrender to beliefs that were never true. Don't allow illusions and don't allow empty words to take you off from the reality to which God Himself has already created you. Because truth changes a life, but only after we become willing to question the stories we have been telling ourselves. Give yourself that benefit of doubt and allow every new thing to happen to yourself. One my word for yourself. A false belief needs no change to imprison a life. It is, and it only needs to be accepted as truth. So, with this, dear friends, I want to thank you especially for making out your time to join us in this episode. Thank you for your time. And if you are new to this very channel, don't forget to please subscribe and help us share this link to others. I am Prisca Nwokorie reaching out to you in a moment with Sr Prisca. May God bless you immensely. See you in the next edition. Bye.